Hi, Mr. Leyritz. How are you doing today? Good to see you too. Matt Nadel, youngest pro blogger on MLB.com. Can I ask you a couple questions? Now, I watch a lot of Yankee stuff because I'm a huge Yankee fan, and I noticed that you nicknamed yourself the King. Can you explain to me why you did that?
Well, I actually didn't nickname myself that. That was given to me by Don Mattingly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was kind of a tongue-in-cheek type of thing. I was always out in New York City when I first came up, going to all the Ranger games. I was a big hockey fan. Went to all the Ranger games and was always at all the premieres and all the things that were going on in New York City. And it was kind of I was always at these events, and it was always like Elvis has come into the building. And so it started off as Elvis, and then Donnie nicknamed it the King because I had called a couple home runs, and we were actually playing against Baltimore. Rick Sutcliffe was pitching, and I went up to face him with Danny Tartable's bat. And the joke was, I used to tell Donnie, because I usually hit behind him in the lineup, I always said, yeah, I can get a hit with anything. And he said, okay, use Tartable's bat. I went up there and I struck out. Everybody on the team knew what was going on, so they were all ragging on me. And so I said, you know what, you guys, really? I said, I'll go up with my bat next time and I'll hit a home run first pitch. Next time up, took my own bat up, first pitch, home run. I came back in the dugout and Sterling Hitchcock got on his knees and started just bowing to me and said, you are the King, you are the King.
So, did you play baseball as a kid?
Started up here, but that wasn't my number one sport. My number one sport was basketball up until my junior year in high school. And then my dad said, listen, you're 5'9", you can't dunk, and if you want to play pro ball, you're going to have to play baseball. And that's when I switched to baseball full time.
So in Game 4 of the '96 World Series, you were down 6-3 to the Atlanta Braves, and you hit the dramatic game-tying homer. What were you thinking before you got up to the plate for that at-bat?
Well, I think that's the thing why I hit the home run. I wasn't thinking. It was a situation where in the sixth inning we had a chance to tie the game with Paul O'Neill and Tino Martinez pinch hitting, and Mike Bilecki struck both of them out, and literally it deflated our whole team, and we felt like that was our one chance to get back in the game. Now we're going to get to Wohlers, and we don't have a chance to win this thing. And I remember turning to Pat Kelly going, at least we didn't get swept, and figured it was over. And then of course I go in the game to catch because they had pitch hit for Girardi, and I come up in the eighth inning and I hit the home run off Wohlers. We tied up and changed the complete momentum of that game and the rest of that World Series. And I think the biggest thing that home run did was basically save the job of Joe Torre, and also, George was ready to get rid of the new team and start rebuilding. And I think that home run in the World Series that year kept that core of guys together, and they went on to start the dynasty of the '90s. So that's why it became a pretty special home run.
So you played with a lot of really great players. Tino Martinez, Paul O'Neill, Jeter. That year was also the year that Wade Boggs had that walk in the World Series. Were you ever intimidated by how good they were?
Well, I think the thing that made it an easy transition for me was when I first came up and Don Mattingly was my teammate. Donnie made me feel like I was just, even though he was the superstar, made me feel like I was just like everybody else. And, I give him a ton of credit for making me feel comfortable my first year in the big leagues, him and Steve Sachs. And, the one thing that I was really blessed because in that era, I played with Don Mattingly, Wade Boggs. I got to hit in their hitting group. And then I get traded in '98 to the San Diego Padres, and I get Tony Gwynn. So I played with the three greatest hitters of that era, and it was pretty special. I learned a lot about hitting and a lot about just the game itself from those three guys.
So you got traded to San Diego in '98. Now, did you play on the '98 pennant-winning team against the Yankees in the World Series?
Yes. That was the. There was a couple good stories that came out of that, but the best one was, playing against my best friends, of course, because I had just played with them, and the Yankees beat us in the World Series. We win the World. They win the World Series. Their locker room is right next to ours. I go over to congratulate them. Mr. Steinbrenner sees me, and he says to me, "Wait a minute, you were the king of New York. Are you the king of San Diego? Because we need a place to celebrate." And so I said, "Well, really, you really want me to organize your party afterwards because you just beat us?" And he's like, "Can you?" And so at that time, Junior Seau had just had a new restaurant open up. God rest his soul. And I called up Junior and said, "Can you open up the restaurant and let the Yankees come and celebrate?" And sure enough, he did. And it was kind of ironic that even though I wasn't a Yankee, that I put it together. And then 1999 comes, and I'm available for trade, and Mr. Steinbrenner Steinbrenner gets me back to the Yankees in '99, and I get to go to the World Series with them again.
So thanks for taking the time to speak with me today, Jim. It's been really nice meeting you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. You too.